Hey everybody, welcome. Happy Monday. Let's see who's here. Hey Aunt June. Hi Diane. Thank you guys so much for joining. Hey Barbie, thank you so much for tuning in for Daniel today. I'm so excited you guys joined. I got my studio all cleaned up over the weekend, so it feels great. Hey Kim. Hey guys. I got my Mickey Mouse mug. Christmas Mickey. So, what is new with everybody? What have you guys been up to? How was your holiday? Last week we were pre-recorded. Today we are live. Hey Lindy. Hey Evan. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Oh my gosh, I just remembered that I forgot to grab my personal keepsake item. So, I'll be right back. Hold on. Okay, you guys like my Christmas unicorn sweater? It's one of my faves. I love it. Thank you, Aunt June. Hey, Sherry. Yeah, I'm doing well. We'll be honest, I haven't really been myself since the procedure. I just feel kind of, out of it and tired and kind of detached. I've just been focusing on tasks, but I just feel kind of like in another realm, alternate reality. I don't know. Probably just I'm exhausted, I've kind of just kept going, and going and going, which I'm not going to be able to keep going once I have the surgery. I will be forced to rest. Well loved vintage. Hello. Hello from Michigan. I'm sure I will. I think all the stress has activated my migraine. So I've been having some migraine episodes, which kind of makes me feel out of it like that. But, I'm still here and I'm happy to be here. So, yeah, I think so too, Evan. It does. It does. Well, we're going to bring Daniel on soon. He is in the backstage area, and I look forward to hanging out with him today, and I'm very excited. So I am drinking some sweet tea today to kind of hype myself up. But I'm wearing my Kitschmas hat from last year, and I put all my favorite little vintage ornaments that I collected last year on it. So I don't necessarily usually put this many really good ones on one because it would be crazy expensive. But this one is mine. But I hope to make some for my last couple of sales. Hey, Kitschy Cat. Good to see you. Oh, Kim, I would love to, but I've got to take it easy. I have to just get some rest and go into this thing better rested. I went into the last one just exhausted. But next year, girl, I'm there because look, see all of those up there are witches. Well, how do I do it? Those are all witches up there just waiting to come to that spooky show. And look, there's more up here too. Tons of witches. All right. Well, we're going to bring Daniel in and get things started. I just like to have a little time to hang out casually with you guys and say hi. I know a lot of our viewers watch on the replay because a lot of people are at work this time of day, but that is good. The kitties are letting me rest for the most part. We get the water bottle after Yuki, and Chuck is having fun with the water bottle. He's like, wow, all I have to do is show it to him and he lays down. I'm like, yeah, it's a powerful tool. It's a very powerful tool. All right, well, we're going to bring Daniel in, you guys. So here we go. Hey.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm doing well.
Good.
Love the sweater, love the hat.
And I wore my grandmother's over here, my grandmother's vintage Christmas brooch in your honor.
Aw, that's pretty. I really like that.
Thank
Even
you.
even if it is Christmas crap.
Oh, you're not into Christmas crap?
I'm not into Christmas this year, so we're just calling everything Christmas crap.
Oh, okay.
I'm
So
straight
it's
this year.
just this year.
Mainly, well, yeah, because last year I was kind of in the Christmas mood, but this year not. I spent 17 years in retail, so
Yeah.
Christmas is a little touchy with me.
Okay, well, I can take this off.
No, don't take it off. Put that back on. Because actually, I love the stuff. I just, I'm not. I don't
Yeah,
want
I
to.
get it.
I don't want to. It's just one of those float through it years.
We all have those Christmases and we have many more coming, so it's all good,
No,
you
I
know?
love seeing everybody else in all their Christmas crap finery. I love it.
Okay. All right. All right. Well, I'm so excited that you're here and I look forward to hopefully finding out more about you today and our viewers as well. So, why don't you start off by just telling us a little bit about your background, like some about your childhood, like some fun facts about you.
Oh my goodness, you expect me to go that far back?
Hmm.
Wow, I don't have a memory that long. Boring childhood, just normal, boring childhood. Nothing
Where did you grow
spectacular.
up? Where did you grow up?
Here in Illinois.
In Illinois.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
And then
yeah. You're gonna have to lead me, Amy.
I have to leave you. No, I'm just going to
lead,
prompt you.
lead me. You
Lead you.
have to
Yeah, yeah,
lead
yeah. Okay,
me.
lead you. Yeah, I will. So, you grew up in Illinois. Did you have lots of snow?
There were winters. The winter of what was it, 76 or 78? I remember it. It was a blizzard. Huge, huge blizzard. We built a giant snowball. It was awesome for a kid.
Yeah.
Nowadays, I would not like that at all.
So you loved playing in the snow as a child.
Hmm.
I did not. Um, I did not like the snow. I went to Indiana for a visit with my great grandparents one time. My nanny took me and my sister Ivy, and it was like it's time to play in the snow, and I'm like begging and crying, please, I don't want to, because I felt like my hands were too cold, my feet were too cold. I remember them putting like plastic bags over my hands with socks on. I mean, it was just like no, and then they get wet, so I did not like the snow.
Yeah, if you're not prepared, but if you live in it, you have to
I
have
guess if you have
gloves
the
and
right
boots and
gear,
yeah.
yeah. So, what were you raised by your parents, your grandparents? What is your
My
background?
parents. Yep.
Mhm. And then, did you have any special toys or special fur friends or anything that you loved?
We always had dogs. Frosty was my favorite dog ever. I remember having, we didn't have him very long, but we had a couple of puppies when I was real young, and mine was Cuddles. I always
Oh,
named my dogs weird names like Cuddles and Muffin, Rascal.
yeah. We had a Tuffy and a Blackie and those things. Oh, Foxy. We had Foxy. I didn't name her, I don't think. I didn't name her. Foxy was a little Chihuahua and I drove her nuts. I have cassette tapes of me singing to her, Foxy Woxy, and all this craziness when I was like 5. And she would be under the bed just shaking to death. And I would just be singing songs about Foxy.
Frosty was my favorite dog that we ever had. He just came up out of the woods with a tattered rope around his neck. He had a
Oh,
broken rib, so he had been abused. We don't know where he came from or nothing. That was the smartest dog ever. He was so smart. He would even talk to my mom. Uh, he would literally, she could get him to say hungry.
aw.
It was the weirdest thing ever. You see YouTube videos with talking dogs, and it's real. It really is real. I mean, he would say hungry, and he was just so smart. One time we had a wild pup come up, and I left my shoes outside, and it took off with my shoe. And, we were poor. This was my only pair of shoes. And my mom and I were outside talking about it. And here come Frosty around the house with one of the shoes in his mouth and plopped it down at our feet.
Wow.
Yeah, he was smart. I love that dog.
What did Frosty look like? What kind of dog?
He was a little white Spitz mix kind of dog.
Wow. So you had Frosty, and then what about school? Did you enjoy going to school? Did you have favorite subjects?
I did not like going to school. There may have been some bully issues there, so it was not a fun experience for me. And I actually, and don't do this if there are any children watching, I quit school. But
Oh,
I did go back and I got my
good.
GED and all that stuff because you have to have it to get
Right.
through life. So, um,
But bullying is real. I will tell you that even though I held my head high and I gave it back, not physically, but gave it back, mind effing the bullies. Um, I'm still affected by it today. I still get triggered,
mhm.
and it never leaves you. So, and then there are adult bullies now on social media, you know, and it's crazy. It's crazy that grown adults, grown human beings still want to be mean and ugly to other human beings. Like, I don't get it.
Me neither. I do like the power that we have on our own channels, though. Delete,
Yes.
mute, block.
Yes.
Ain't putting up with it. Not on my channel.
That's right. And so if only we had that tool back then. But yeah, I gave them a run for their money. And if I ever saw anyone else being bullied, now that was the one time I did throw down. I have never been physical with anybody, but I threw a boy down in 8th grade for bullying another girl. And we were like, wrestling in the pine straw, and all the kids surrounded us. And then teacher came and broke it up, but I didn't get in trouble. But yeah, I
Way
don't I
back
don't
then,
bully.
believe it or not, I was very shy and very timid.
Me
So
too.
they knew they had the reign, and once they started. Um, but I
Yeah,
am who I am today, and like you said,
exactly.
things do pop up. Um, you don't realize that you're going to be triggered until it
Right.
happens. So, I
That's
mean,
right. And now
but
we
we
have
have
more
a handle
power.
on this. That's right. We are our own people now.
That's right. And some of those people try and they send me friend requests on Facebook, and I'm like, really? Whatever. Sure, yeah. Come be my friend on Facebook. Now I'm like, now you can let the world know that you think I'm cool. But back then, oh no, you had to be mean because oh no, she's different. She's different. So I don't want anyone to make fun of me for associating with her, that kind of thing. But anyway, different, you know, we're different. And that's what makes the world interesting, right?
I want one of those sweaters. I love that sweater.
Right. I got it several years ago, and I think I got it somewhere. Gosh, where did I get it? I feel like I got it somewhere like Charlie. What is that? Charming Charlie's or something. That shop that has all kinds of little accessories in it. I feel like I got it somewhere crazy like that. It was like something I found by chance. But yeah, I love my unicorns. So, okay, so that was your childhood, and then you went into your teenage years, and then did you start working? I know that you mentioned before that you wanted to be a um, a country music singer or a rock and roll star.
I
So
did
tell us
not rock
about
and
that.
roll. I was raised country. We were country. It was pure country. I did. You get those fantasies. And I think also, if you are more on the timid bully side, you create this fantasy land, fantasy
Yes.
world and I'm also a Pisces, so we tend to retreat into our little world. So that was my world. The thing that got me started was when the Jets came out, because I was, a teenager in the '80s, and the Jets were it for me. They I don't know, there was just something about them that I really loved it. And my mom and I spent a lot of time together out in the country alone, so we would sing together. And so it was that, but I didn't have the talent to do it. I mean, I did learn to strum the guitar. I wouldn't say play it. I learned to strum it so I could sing, and entered a few local contests. One time I won third place, but there was nothing. And then, when you get older, you realize, I can't sing. That ain't gonna happen.
But it got you through those years by living in that fantasy world. I mean, that fantasy world got me pretty much to where I am today. I mean, it's like manifestation and all of those things are powerful tools when you believe and then you work hard and achieve. So I spent lots of time in my room and drawing and painting and listening to my music and just being in my own world in my own head. And now I live in my own world still, but I do function in reality. Um, but so I am wondering, because I know it rings true for me, like I would say that I collect broken people in my life. Like I have always taken in the people that I felt were not being accepted and things like that. So maybe the fact that you like to collect broken objects might go back to that whole feeling of, you know, the bullying and you're wanting to take in these broken things that nobody else wants. I don't know. What do you think?
Could be. I mean, Island of Misfit Toys kind of thing. Um, and I've always been one who's not she poo poo, everything's got to be perfect, or nor do I collect anything with the intention of it's going to bring me money later on in life.
Hmm.
I've just never been that type of person. I see something I like, and especially if it's cheap and if it has cracks or whatever, if there is one showy side, that's all that matters to me. And sometimes that doesn't even matter. I just feel sorry. I feel sorry for those poor pieces that nobody wants.
Right. So when did you start collecting these objects and what do you think really inspired you to
The
start?
Actually, the broken and stuff is just since I've been reselling. Back in the day, back in the '90s, I collected Fenton, I collected pottery, I collected lots of stuff because my life was totally different. I was doing all right, and so I was able to purchase these things and stuff. And then, life happens, and sometimes you go down. So that's what has happened. And then I started doing the reselling stuff. But then I would come across these pieces that were cheap, and I loved them because I like pottery and glass and stuff. And they nobody. I wouldn't say nobody, but a lot of people's just going to pass them by because they're either cracked or chipped or whatever. So
Mhm.
I started picking them up, and all of a sudden, I have a collection of broken stuff.
So are you going to share some of your favorite pieces with us today?
I have got lots of stuff to show you. So, yes.
Yay!
All right. Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay. So, for instance, this beautiful Roseville console bowl. is absolutely gorgeous, but it gets passed up because it has, where's it at? Where's it at? This big old chip in it. So that automatically just takes the value down to nothing. And not saying the value of stuff are lower now than what it used to be like in the 90s for pottery and some glassware. But I got this really, really cheap and I loved it. And I'm like, I'm fine with it because do you see the chip?
No.
Why would you not? I mean, that's fine with me. And then another piece of Roseville that I got, I can't remember whether they just gave this to me or I got it for $1. But it is this gorgeous Roseville again.
Ooh.
It's just this bud vase. I can't remember what the pattern is, but the whole bottom has been cracked out and then glued roughly back together. Hello?
It's beautiful. Yeah.
I mean, $1 for a piece of Roseville? Sure, I'm never going to be able to sell this for $300-400, but I don't
But
care.
you get to enjoy it.
It's mine. I love it. And then, like this piece of hull. It's beautiful. It's in really good condition. There is a little glaze miss here, but then what it is there's that crack
Mm-hmm.
that runs down the back, and it does go all the way through. But look at that,
Beautiful.
gorgeous. And then my most favorite piece that I ever found, and I got it for $10, was this hull vase.
Wow.
And what's wrong with it is the handle's been cracked and glued in several places. But do you see it?
No.
This has the original sticker inside of it. I mean, $10 for, and you can show either side. It's huge. So, I mean, I don't mind that stuff. Or like this beautiful Art Deco piece.
Oh my gosh.
People were passing it up because there's that big crack there. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm not going to pass something up like this because it has a crack in it because it's beautiful. And then I got this little fairy light and it has a crack. It's not going to show up, but there is a crack running there. You can kind of see it there. Runs right down there. Well, I'm not going to use a candle in it, so it's not going to bust. I'll use, the little flicker, the battery operated ones.
Mm-hmm.
Gorgeous for me. There's some little chips down here. Works for me. Ultimate one that I got. I just had to save it. It doesn't have wiring and it's missing a piece off of it, but to me, it is a beautiful sculptural piece. But
Oh my gosh.
look at that.
Wow.
It is missing a piece here and it is not wired at all. But just setting on a table, it's gorgeous. I don't need it to light up and I can wire it at some point in time.
Yeah.
And I don't mind that this piece is missing. I think it was like a little candle, like a copper thing with a little candle light on top.
Well, I wouldn't have known, and I think it's a showstopper. So,
Yeah. So pieces like that, I'm not going to pass up.
and the shade itself, like those shades
Oh.
crack easily, and that shade is in excellent condition.
It's a little dented, but works for me. So those are some of my pieces.
Right? Yep. Sherry's like, yeah, the lamp or the shade, which is more gorgeous. I don't know. It's a tie. It's a tie for me. Yeah.
Know.
So, I mean, I know I keep making this analogy and with human beings, but we all have some cracks and flaws inside us. And if people just passed us up because we were quote unquote broken, as the term goes, they would miss out on so much goodness and joy, you know? So, um, yeah, I think it's kind of the same.
Well, and everybody has their moments. I just did a video where I showed my little breakdown on Thanksgiving Day. I mean, and the thing is, it's not a bad thing. Your body tells you, your mind tells you, you need to stop.
Hmm.
And sometimes you just got to embrace it and go with it. And if you need to lay in bed or read a book or whatever you need to do, you need to take that time off and not beat yourself up for what you should not be doing.
That's
But
right.
I've been since I went full time reselling. I've had to learn a lot of lessons and like really quick, like so. Pay attention. That's the thing. You need to pay attention and not fight things sometimes, because your body will let you know.
Right. So tell us what you were doing before going into reselling full time. What made you decide to go into reselling full time? And then share with us some of these lessons that you've learned.
Um, well, the pandemic came along, and that was a time where we all went to YouTube. I think all of the buyers in the vintage part of the vintage community, we all went to um, start watching videos, and that's where I seen like Jocelyn was the first one, the crazy lamp lady, and then Jeffrey and all the Misty, all the YouTubers, and then from YouTube, into Instagram, and then all you Instagram people. So that got me thinking because I did, like I said, in the '90s I collected, but me and my sister had a little booth in an antique mall, and it was just for fun. I mean, it literally was just for fun. We were not making huge amounts of money on that. So um, once that come along, and I was watching like Jeffrey because he's from Illinois, and he was doing that, and he actually did that as a living. I'm like, hmm. So that got me thinking, and then I decided to start YouTube channel, and then from there started buying stuff to eventually start selling like on eBay. I started with eBay before I ever did any live sales. It was eBay, and then worked my way up to doing live sales, and now here I am.
So, what are some of these lessons you had to learn in doing this full time?
One thing is time. This will consume you. It
Hmm.
will 24 hours a day, and you have to learn to set limits, however that fits in for you in your daily lifestyle. So you do have to have a stopping point, and also not comparing yourself to others and how well they're doing or what they're selling or how things are going for them. You can't compare yourself to somebody else, especially when you're not on that level or have been working at it as long as they have and as hard as
Hmm.
they have. And also recognizing what your limits are as a person. Sometimes we don't recognize that, but I've been learning that. So, and also change is not a scary, bad thing. Change is a good thing. Learning what you need to change up, redo, setting boundaries with all kinds of different things in the reselling community, from what your rules are on reselling, what you're going to tolerate, what you're not going to tolerate, what you need to set for yourself, for your customers, getting things out, that type of stuff. Health wise, I'm addicted to food. So, when you work outside of the house, you have those times where you're not eating. Well, Daniel didn't realize he was stuffing his face constantly since he was home. So I gained a bunch of weight. My feet started swelling and stuff, which I've never happened. So now we're learning. We need to watch what we're eating. We need to watch what we're buying. I made my computer desk a stand up desk because I was spending so many hours sitting at the computer.
Mhm.
because that's the other thing too. You may be working at the computer, but then you think, oh, I need to watch this ones because I follow them, or I need to watch this and that, all the sales. And then next thing you know, you've spent all day long in front of the computer, and
Mhm.
it's not healthy for your circulation. So that's another thing that this is a recent thing that I'm learning that I'm going to have to do and watch and all that stuff. So it's just a constant being aware of what's going on if something's bothering you or if something doesn't seem right, to find out what it is and maybe work on that and change it.
Right. I know for me, I have to start in the new year with, a workout routine. I've been trying to, you know, make different changes and have different things implemented, but keeping my house orderly and my eating habits and my exercise, like those are the things that I really have to work on in this coming year. Like I've just been so focused on my business, that these things fall to the wayside. And I did meet with a nutritionist, but with my surgery and everything coming up, I can't really fully implement all of that right now. But I am planning to get a virtual trainer because I just do better if I have to show up for something. But there's no reason why I can't get up and walk on the treadmill for 15 minutes first thing in the morning. There's absolutely no reason. So that's something I want to implement for myself. And my husband wants to start taking walks, which, he's on oxygen 24/7. So it's a little bit, I mean, it's a lot for him, but he's finally at the point where he has the desire to want to do it. So I'm looking forward after my recovery that hopefully we'll be taking some walks. And he's like, we can just take the wheelchair in case I get, too um, breathless at first. And, that makes me feel more comfortable because I'm like, I don't want to walk 5 minutes away. And then he is like gasping for air, even though he has his oxygen. So that makes me feel more comfortable taking him out. And yeah, it's like I have the house pretty orderly right now, and I've been working hard to maintain it. But like yesterday, I was going to take the day off because I have not probably taken the time to rest in 2 weeks. And then I find myself, oh, well, all these Amazon boxes came in with my shipping materials, and I don't want them to pile up because I want to maintain my house. And I need to start cleaning my studio every time after I craft so that it doesn't get out of control again. And then the next thing I know, half the day is over because I've been working on maintaining the house. And it's just like time, like we need 14 days in a week instead of 7. Really, working from home is not what people might envision it, and I can easily work 14 hours. I can easily get up at 8 o'clock in the morning and not come to bed until midnight or 1, and, you know yeah, and when being a crafter, it's like everything that all of you guys are doing as resellers, plus I'm creating my own inventory, like that's why I had to get, someone else to handle my shipping because it's like something's gotta give somewhere, and I did my best, but, people would like to get things sooner, and I understand that. So, yeah, we have to set boundaries, like you said, with ourselves and with others, and, like, literally, I could sit on my couch all day, just corresponding with messages. From people, which I love, but it's like, we can't we can't we can't do it all. We gotta create the content. I could sit and make promos all day. I could sit and make content all day, but then I can't do that every day. So it's like, yeah, you gotta like, I really need to create a schedule. Okay, I spend this amount of time on this day doing this, and I have a loose schedule, but it needs to be,
I am
yeah,
horrible with schedules. I'm not good with time management. I kind of am a fly by the seat of my pants
I
type of
am too.
person. But, and also working now full time doing this, you don't realize that you've been in the house for 4 or 5 days. You need to stop and get out. And plus, I have to go out to source. So
Mhm. Yeah,
you've got to find that time to go out and get this stuff, or you're not going to have your live sales because you're not
yeah,
going to have inventory. And sometimes I've let that go and then look around. I'm like panicking because I'm like, I have 2 or 3 sales coming up and I really don't have anything, because you buy this inventory, but sometimes, it's not what people want. And so
Mhm.
it looks like you have a lot of stuff on your shelves, but it's stuff that's not selling.
Yeah.
So you always have to go out and try to find what the item of the moment is for what
Mhm.
people are looking for. And that's the other thing. You got to know that this is going to change, and it's going to change quickly.
Yeah.
People move from one thing to another, and so you kind of have to. That's why you go and you watch other people's, to support them, but also to see what people are buying, what
Mhm.
they're talking about, what is interesting to them. So it's a constant ebb and flow of things. But then you kind of end up with this backlog of stuff you don't know exactly what to do with, and that's where I'm at right now. So
Mhm.
we may be having
A
big
clearance.
a big crappy sale.
Yeah. Yeah, I found myself selling things for the same price I paid for them oftentimes because I'm having to buy at retail. The picking isn't the greatest if I can't go to estate sales. I don't feel comfortable going to those right now with the COVID thing and my husband being high risk. So buying stuff from antique malls are not always gonna bring you profit. Sometimes you get lucky and they have sales, but yeah, I had to cut back on my vintage for now because it was just like I'm breaking even and sometimes taking a loss. So I went back to just pretty much all crafting for now, but I'm looking forward to the new year and I'm looking forward to developing my YouTube further because I do want to add that crafting element where I do a crafting video once a week as well as my um, Wicked Good Vintage with Sarah on Wednesdays. Um, and hopefully this pandemic will slow up so I can do more picking videos as well. But then it's like I really need 14 days in the week to do it all.
Yeah, the people like um, Michael, who works full time. I mean, full time, even more
Yeah,
than full time, because he's in retail, and this is
yeah.
that type of season. But he does those great videos and does the sales that he does, and I'm like, I don't know how. I mean, I am now full time, but I am bad about filming videos. I just am.
Mhm.
I don't like to do shop along videos. I tried it. I don't like them. I don't like them.
I just want to
So,
be able to like relax and have fun looking and shopping, and then I have to also film it. It's like,
so there's one, for instance, everybody, is like, oh, you need to film shop alongs because that's where it's at. And people are like, I like watching shop alongs and stuff. And I had to realize, okay, so I tried it. That's fine, but it's not for me.
and
So
that's okay.
there are lots of channels out there that have that product out there. You can go watch them, but it's not for me. It stresses me out. I don't like doing them. I'm not big on edited videos. I love the lives. Lives are my thing. And not saying that I just released a video today, but it was like a quick little. I like doing haul videos. Haul
Mhm.
videos is what I
Yeah,
started out with. That was my thing. That's what I started out with. And I'm not saying don't try new things. Try it to see if it works for you.
hmm,
But then don't feel bad if you decide it's not. Give it up and let it
right.
go.
It's not your niche, and that's fine. And some people will say, "Oh, haul videos, aren't very popular for me or for my channel," but people love my haul videos. I get more views on those sometimes than other things. So, thankfully, because I enjoy doing haul videos, they work for me and my viewers, so I'm sure they work for yours as well. And,
Well,
one day, Daniel, you're gonna have, a little assistant that's gonna go and film you shopping in your element, and you won't have to do the filming yourself, and maybe that's what's gonna work.
maybe.
But you
We'll
don't have to
see.
do it, but I'm
We
just
will
saying.
tackle that issue when it comes up.
So, yeah, so this is just really awesome that you have been able to grow your channel so fast, and, I was so honored to be part of your celebration video. That was a lot of fun.
Oh, I'm I am just grateful for the people who actually I always feel funny about asking people, because I don't feel like how do I want to put it? I'm that big a deal to be bothering
You
other
are.
people.
We love
To,
you,
to be
Daniel.
bothering other people, you know what I mean? Because I know everybody is so busy with their stuff. Oh my gosh, there's so much stuff going on anymore, and people are busy trying to grow their business and stuff. I just feel weird asking, but I do. So I am very appreciative when people will come on my channel. It's
Same.
very humbling, especially when you get people like Misty coming on, or you, or Sarah, or you know some of the bigger high rollers.
No, you and I, we started around the same time. We're in the same league. We're in the same league.
Yeah, I being at over 1,000 now is incomprehensible to me. I just can't believe it. And I also know I got here because of shout outs and uh, with Michael and
Yeah.
Misty. They got me to 1,000 that night on the Vintage Rescue Squad. I mean, so I know where my bread is buttered, and it's the people that's in the chat. It's the people that come and follow you, and people that come to your live sales all the time, and people that support you and leave you kind comments. They tickle my little tacky heart. Honestly, they do. It's so kind of people. I would never. I was happy with 10 people, and I'm
Well,
ecstatic with 1,000.
without our viewers, we wouldn't be here. So we are for like so grateful. I am so grateful. I know Daniel is so grateful to all of you guys for taking the time to tune in and support us. And as I always say, even if you're just there to hang out and get some joy from it, that truly means so much to me.
That's
Like,
why I like the live so much, because I get to interact with these
yeah,
people who actually follow me, and it's just fun. It's so much
yeah.
fun to talk to everybody.
Thank you, Retro Reflections. So let's talk a little bit about core values. I know we've kind of touched on a lot of things like that, but what core values are important to you in your life and how have you implemented them?
Oh, you're getting fancy. I don't know if I'm smart enough for this.
Well,
here's,
like,
here's my main one:
okay,
being authentic, being
yes.
true to me, and paying attention when I start straying over that's not true to me. Your inner voice lets you know, hey, you need to slide back over to where you are you and comfortable with what you need for yourself.
Hmm.
So I think authenticity is my main one.
I love that. That's important to
I'm
me
not
too.
afraid to tell you how I'm feeling.
Hmm. I think that's important too. I mean,
So
we can be kind in how we do it, but I prefer to know, you know,
mhm.
and not have someone be fake and then talk about me behind my back.
Yeah, I'd rather know where I stand with you, and let's be done with it. I
Hmm.
mean, that's just the way I am, and uh, sometimes I can probably come across as rude, but that's not what I'm meaning. I'm just telling you I'm feeling about it, because the one thing, like, I've always hated the thing of, oh, how are you doing today? And then they just keep walking. Well, let me tell you how I'm feeling today. You want to know? You really want to know? You don't really want to know. It's stuff like that that, you know, if you ask me something, be prepared for me to tell you.
Same. And even though we are running businesses, this is social media. So there is a fine balance between, being inappropriate and creating an experience that people don't want to watch and being authentic and still being professional about it. And I feel like that's who I am and that's how I run my business. I'm going to be honest with you guys about what I'm going through because this is not like you're just going into a store. This is social media. This is about my life and it's also my business. So, you know, I'm going to be honest about what I'm going through, but try to do it in such a way that's not going to bring you down or you know, ruin the experience, but I'm a person, I'm a human being just like you. I want you to feel connected to me and that I'm not someone that's, way up here. I'm right here with all of you. I'm a person just like you. So
Yeah,
I
they're
think it's important.
major faults.
Hmm.
I mean, far from perfect and make mistakes and say things I probably shouldn't. So that's the way. In social media, you have to really watch that too.
Hmm.
It can make you feel like you are worth nothing. Especially, I'm finding, especially with Instagram, you get on there and there's all these beautiful people and they're all wonderful and there's all these wonderful relationships and then there's all these people that are selling all this stuff and finding this great things. Those are pictures and snippets.
Yeah, that's just a facade. That's an experience that's being created. That's not necessarily what's really happening.
I have no problems with showing you that I had a bad day
Same.
or I don't like this. I have no problems with that. I don't need to be, well, I can't be pretty all the time because there is no pretty, but I have no problems with showing you how I am doing that day, and it's not always perfect.
Well, I look at you and I see pretty, and can I just say, I have been refraining from mentioning this because it's on my mind the whole time, but your blue eyes and that blue wall are just like boom. So
Thanks.
stunning. Do you guys see it? Like I can't stop acknowledging it.
I
The,
do like the blue color.
well, it just makes your eyes pop.
Plus, I'm standing in front of a window, so
Well, I'm just
there's a
saying.
little glow there.
Your eyes are gorgeous, and I will say that your lips are pretty special too, not to be weird, but when you see the gift that I made for you, you'll know why I was paying attention to these things. But anyway,
I
as an
will say,
artist,
I am going to say, and I've talked to a few of my polo people, these are my best attributes.
okay, good. I'm just saying. I think they're
And I
awesome.
have no problem flipping the lips neither.
Um, so I'm going to share a special little item that I brought today that is a keepsake also from my grandmama. And I'm keeping in with um, my unicorn theme for today. So I don't know how I got so lucky to acquire this, but this was my grandmama's, and it is the last unicorn. It
Aw,
is a satin ball ornament, and it was on my grandmama's tree. And a lot of my grandmama's ornaments got lost, but somehow I got this, and it is the most special ornament to me. The last
is it
unicorn.
representative of a story or a movie or
Yeah,
something?
it's a movie called The Last Unicorn, and Carole King, I think, wrote the theme song for it. And it is one of those that is kind of it was done by the same animators that did the Lord of the Rings animated movies. I don't know if you saw those. It's a kind of a very stylized animation, and it was kind of spooky as a kid. It was one of those things that was super creepy and magical, but you just couldn't stop watching it. It made me uncomfortable as a child, but I still loved it because see this unicorn, she gets turned into a human because there's this evil man that's trying to collect all the unicorns and like save them in the ocean so he can have them for himself, and then they turn her into a human to hide her because she's the last one. And when she becomes a human, it's really kind of eerie. um So anyway, she does get turned back into a unicorn, but yeah. So I have this ornament. My
I'll
grandmama
have to
was,
try to find that.
yeah, you got to look it up and watch it. My grandmama was really into fantasy and sci-fi. So anyway, so that's my special item from my personal collection. And I want to thank you, Daniel, so much for taking the time to be on my show today and let us get to know you on an even deeper level. And so I made a special gift for you, and it is a Daniel doll.
Oh my God. I love it. Oh, and there's Rascal.
And so I already wanted to make this for you, a little angel ornament of Rascal. So I made it where you can, take it and hang it. Whoops, let me get it in here. So your doll can hold Rascal, or you can take it and hang it if you would like. And so you're dressed in this stunning rainbow glitter. And you have your ice cream here. And
Oh gosh, Amy, that is spectacular.
And I made a little brooch for you.
And that's funny because I have a brooch that's almost exactly like that.
Well, that's because I took that picture and I embellished it.
Oh, gotcha.
Your brooch from Tiger.
Oh, I love it.
And then I did a little repaint on this little elf head to see. I got your lips in here.
Oh my goodness, Amy, that is wonderful.
And I bejeweled the glasses, and I gave you yellow trim since it's your favorite color.
Oh my gosh. That is awesome, especially Rascal.
Yeah.
That is actually, if you guys don't know, I had to have my dog put down a couple months ago, and that is actually his picture. Oh, that is wonderful, Amy. That is awesome.
So yeah, you get your first. This is probably my first kind of repaint personalized doll. So I had a lot of fun making him for you.
I'm so excited. I get an Amy doll, and it's me.
You get a Daniel doll.
Thank you so much. Oh my gosh,
You're welcome.
That was so kind of you to do that and take time out to do that. And to have a show. It's awesome. Thank you.
You're welcome. Well, I appreciate you, and I hope that, in our ramblings that we touched some people, and you just never know, what things are going to resonate with people, and that is my goal. So we appreciate you guys all so much for tuning in. Give me a little like on my video, and if you guys are not already subscribed to Daniel's channel, please subscribe and turn on your notifications. He has so much fun, and Sunday mornings are a blast. So I put all those links in the description of this video. You can also follow him on Instagram as well. And yeah, if you're not following me, give me a subscribe too if you would like. And Sarah's crying. Oh, girl. So thank you so much, Daniel. I hope you have a wonderful week, and I hope all of our viewers do as well. And I look forward to seeing everybody again soon.
Thank you so much for having me on. I appreciate it. And thank you, everybody who came to watch.
Yeah. All right. Thank you, guys. Happy Monday.
Bye.
Bye-bye.